Welcome back to the next episode of Ask Me Almost Anything. Our first question comes from Daniel. Hey Carl, what is the hardest audible that Billy has thrown at you guys that really had you scrambling right before a gig?
Hi Daniel, thanks for that wonderful question. I don't know about the hardest audible that's Billy has thrown out. I know they're all different in different degrees, and some are easy because we know it depends on what it is. It's really hard to think. There's been so many audibles throughout the years. It's hard to really pick one, but I can tell you this truthfully, it's pretty hard to stump Mark Rivera on tunes because he's a wealth of tunes. It's very hard to stump Tommy Burns. He's an encyclopedia of chord changes. And the whole band, Crystal, Mark, Andy, Chuck, of course David Rosenthal, Mike Del Judas. We all have our little, obviously I know a lot of jazz tunes. Mark knows a lot of R&B and 80s and 90s and Beatles stuff. Tommy, everybody has their expertise. Dave Rosenthal's wonderful with classical piano. And Billy won't, actually a lot of times he won't even say, let's play this. He'll just go into it. So, it's we all kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
Our next question comes from Billy Menk. Hey Carl, as a retired school band director, I see virtual school has taken a serious toll on student instrumental participation. What can we do as a body of professional musicians to promote instrumental participation by our children?
I've done it a few times. I think it's a mediary tool, not to replace the live aspect, but it kind of helps out by doing virtual clinics and virtual workshops via Zoom or Skype or however you do it. I was very fortunate recently to do, I guess it was University of North Florida with the wonderful J.B. Scott. We did a Zoom clinic, artists in residence for 3 different days. And 3 days we did different topics, and so I think if it's not live and one-on-one, that's a wonderful thing. But in this particular time for instrumental music, I think having everybody think outside the box, being virtual and doing the workshops virtually is second best, and I really look forward to doing them. And I actually still learn from the students. I think when you go into these things, it has to be an open dialogue and a community, so I encourage questions just like I do on a live workshop as I do on a Zoom call. Everybody's hanging. In fact, the last Zoom call we did, I had guys playing for me. I had a bass player play for me. I had a tenor player play for me, and so I think I don't think it's as good as being hands-on, one-on-one, but I think it's the second best. So right now we'll go for second best, and I think thinking outside the box is the way to go for that for these times. So hopefully that answers the question.
Along those same lines, once schools reopen, what do you think we can do as professional musicians to help promote participation in instrumental music by our children?
There needs to be music in schools, and there needs to be musicians going to schools, and just not that anymore. When I was with Maynard Ferguson, we traveled 10 months a year, and in that 10 months, I would say 8 months out of that 10 months were in schools. So, you go to high school and you have a feeder program where the elementary and the middle school would come by. So you need people to go out and do these school programs, and you need educators that will actually take the time and make the music accessible to the student. And there's some wonderful educators out there that are doing that, and the educators that are not, now it's time to really pump it up, because you can go on YouTube and you can see whatever you want. That's wonderful, but there's nothing like one-on-one. If you and I were to hang out, and there's a difference between virtual and live. So I think the best thing everybody can do is go out and hear music and have the music come to the schools. And I think that will help out the whole situation quite a bit. Hopefully that answers your question.
If you've got a question for Carl, leave it in the comments, shoot us a DM, or email us at info@fischmusic.com. That's info@fischmusic.com. CHmusic.com.